Manatee County LCB meeting to order. It is Wednesday, February 11th at 10 a.m. and we'll get to going. We can all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I think we'll just have to look at the screen and there we go. There we go. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Thank you. Officially gotten old. I have cheaters now since those. I can actually read. Now we'll go around the table for introductions and in the confirmation of a quorum. Please give a brief explanation of what your organization does. And if you are joining online, please introduce yourself after we have gone around the table. I'll start. I'm Brett Gottschalk. I am here representing the Agency for Persons with Disabilities, and I'm also the Vice Chair for the LCB.
I'm Brenda Gordon. I'm here from the Agency for Healthcare Administration representing Medicaid.
Good morning, I'm Christina Melling. I'm here representing the Florida Department of Elder Affairs, but I work with Senior Connection Center.
Morning, Kelly DeForest, Office Manager for Sarasota Management.
Benita Czar, Manatee County Area Transit.
Stormy Bird, Manatee County Area Transit.
Yogo Viennes, Manatee County Area Transit.
Emily Black, FUT. Victoria Up the Grove, FUT.
Rick Wellenberger, I'm the staff person here. I'm a citizen advocate.
Nick Chiavini, Sarasota Manatee MPO.
We're going to go to the crew in the chairs before we go online.
Jane.
Hi, good morning, Megan Marie with the MPO.
Chris Donatus, Manatee County Area Transit.
Asia Lachima, Manatee County Area Transit.
Ryan Brown, Executive Director at PO.
Regional
David Machado, Fiscal Manager at the
Grace, we don't want you to feel left out. I'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Grace Sagowski, Public Involvement Coordinator for the MPO.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do we have anyone online?
Yes, there's 3 people online.
I'm Kim Gonzalez with Career Source Suncoast. I manage the Ticket to Work program and also the Hope Florida program.
Thank you.
Good morning, Kim Finley Gord, filling in for Alita Mujic for the Department of Children and Families.
Shady Francois from Vocational Rehabilitation.
Excellent. Thank you all. Kelly, confirming we do have a quorum?
Yes.
All right, thank you. We will now open the meeting for public comments, including comments on any agenda items. On the screen, you will see 3 ways for the public to provide input to the LCB. All comments received will be shared with the committee members and made part of the public record. Kelly, do we have any comment cards that have been received?
No.
All right. Moving right along. We'll move right to number 4 on our agenda, the adoption of the minutes for the November 12th, 2025 meeting. I will now entertain a motion to adopt the minutes for the November meeting.
Christina Melling, so moved.
Christina, motion by Christina. Do I have anybody who is a second?
Brenda Gordon.
Brenda Gordon is the second. Thank you, Christina and Brenda. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion passes. All right, cranking through these actions. The next action item up is 5A, approval of the Manatee LCB bylaws. Nick Chiavini from the MPO will present on this.
Yeah, so this is just something we have to do annually, and it's reaffirming the bylaws that we have, and the only changes are the dates. They establish the structure and operational of the LCB, and you can see it's Nothing's changed since last year, it's just reaffirming it.
Sounds good. Does anybody have any questions for Nick before we bring the motion to the table? Seeing none, do I have a motion? The 2026 Manatee LCB bylaws.
Christina Melling, motion to approve.
Christina, we have a second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Victoria. If we can now take a vote, all those in favor of adopting the 2026 Manatee LCB bylaws, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Seeing none, the motion passes. All right, Nick isn't quite done with us yet. Next up, 5B is the approval of the Manatee LCB grievance procedures. Nick, once again, will present on this item.
Yeah, similar to this is something we have to reaffirm annually, and the grievance procedures just lay out a process for bringing grievances to transit agencies, the LCB. It establishes committee for grievance committee for resolving these issues, and similar to the bylaws, nothing's changed, just the dates. So reaffirm that.
Opening the floor to any questions? Seeing none, once again, we'll entertain a motion for approval. Can I make?
Christina Melling. so
Christine,
moved.
thank you, Christina. Second,
I'll second.
thank you, Victoria. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, motion passes. Everybody's favorite time of the year is the next action item is approving the executive evaluation and grievance committee. Last year's committee was Chair Commissioner Kraus, myself, Miss Christina Melling, Mr. Jack Ruick, Miss Kim Gonzalez, Mr. Rick Wallenberger, and Miss Brenda Gordon. We didn't have any grievances brought to the table. I know Jack is not on. Is anybody who was on last year? Would anybody, and I know Kim, you're online. Victoria, I don't know if you want to be a part, or we're good. I would be happy to keep the same crew as last year if that works.
Yeah, I'm willing. This is Kim Gonzalez. I'm willing to remain on for this next year.
Yeah, and I was talking to Nick and David about, because we haven't had any, and it does seem like the MCAT does kind of triage most of any grievances, and I think there's so little because we only get if it can't be resolved by the transit provider. So I know I've been on it a few years and we've never had to meet, so that doesn't mean next year we won't. But Rick, are you okay staying on? Okay, well, I'll make a motion then to nominate myself, Christina Melling, Jack Ruick, Kim Gonzalez, Wellenberger, and Brenda Gordon to the Executive Evaluation and Grievance Committee. It's now up for discussion if anybody would like.
Are those three different committees or?
I think they're all the same.
Okay.
One of the same.
Yes.
Same committee does the evaluations, the yearly evaluations, if they don't have it. Which there hasn't been an agreement. Neither what the last time you guys had to deal with? A complaint, yes, with a grievance.
Usually we're able to handle it internally before this.
And I know you said, I think we had to do some evaluations a little bit last year, like Paul, so. I think that would be probably of the committee, the lion's share of what we do, so. Grace.
Kim has her hand raised, just.
I think Brett just answered it. The surveys that we kind of divvy up amongst ourselves when we're calling out in the community, is that the evaluations that we're talking about?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think this year's not required because we're in the process of renewing our.
Sounds good, so. I put the motion on the floor. Is there anybody willing to second?
I'll second.
All right, you should because you're not on it. You can,
Be on it if you need.
no, we're good. It's all good. Next year,
Okay.
next, or your friend who's sitting next to you,
She's just here to
You can add her
observe.
in.
We'll just throw you some evaluation. So we have the second by Victoria. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, the committee has been approved. All right. Thank you, everyone. The last action item today is recommendations for the Manatee County Area Transit to be designated as the community transit coordinator for Manatee County for the next 5-year period. Nick will once again present on this item.
Yeah, so for this, what we're looking for, Manatee County in a couple of weeks' time, I believe it pass a resolution signaling their intent to continue being CTC, and what we're looking for from the LCB is just supporting that, and then later in June, once the MPO recommends it to CTD, then we brought for you all again, but right now we're just looking for support. Good.
All right, the recommended action item is to approve. If we, once again, I know it's everywhere, we're looking for a motion. Brenda, thank you, and we need a second.
Second.
All right, thank you. Any questions for Nick before we bring up to approve? Seeing no questions, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion carries. All right, cool. Everybody's second favorite part of the meeting is presentations. The first up is the Community Transportation Coordinator Report. Starting with 6A Manatee County Transit Quarterly Report. Stormy, I don't see Kate here. Benita, all right. Stormy and Benita will be presenting. Take it away.
I guess I'll start because so this is our quarterly report. This is for the from October to December. And pretty much these are all the services that we provide under Manatee County Area Transit. And as you can see, the Manatee moves Veterans on Demand service that kind of a gradual increase, of course, last year it didn't exist because we started in January. So that continues to be increasing, and it seems to be pretty proactive and positive. We're gonna, a lot of good output from the veterans that are utilizing that service. The AMI Sunday service, that was something that we implemented after our FTA triennial review. Even though we still have it published on the buses and we try to, advertise it, we're not getting, many calls on it. Leo is actually our mobility coordinator. He's going to be kind of doing a little outreaching to kind of, make them more aware of this particular service. So we're actively at least getting some type of numbers that are showing there. Currently, it's a service because we run our trolley service on Sunday. We're kind of required to provide that service, same days, same hours, same, mimicking the same type of service. And it's only on the island. So it only kind of concerns its residents that are on the island. As far as the unduplicated passenger head count, that's still the average is about 514 in comparison to last year. So still within the 500 range. And then a breakdown of the funding sources. We are noticing kind of an increase since COVID. We're actually, we can say that we're back to where we were before the COVID. So, and our biggest issue now is just having the resources to be able to provide the transportation. Daily, we're looking at, just being able to have the drivers to be able to provide the transportation. We're still utilizing our supervisors, superintendents to kind of help out when we need the additional assistance. But you can see here kind of, the average Our quarterly total was 21,000. And in comparison to last year, it was 16,000, just over 16,000. So the breakdown, your 88 trips, 14,000, 280. This year, we also increased on assessments, with the mobility coordinator, we're doing the in-house assessments, travel training. And then the breakdown of transportation disadvantaged trips, 7,000 in comparison to just over 5,000 last year. So, and then in parentheses, the unduplicated passenger head count. So those are the amount of clients that are taken, like 444 Americans with disabilities are taking over 14,000 trips. So you can kind of see just the breakdown in parentheses of those clients that are taking these trips and that they're actually being used. This is trip by purpose, those same type of clients that are taking these trips by purpose. So we have, and I know there was the request to see like how many veterans are actually taking this. In the parentheses, you can see the veterans, there's 132 that are registered for the taken over 1,600 trips, in that breakdown of trip purposes, where all of our other clients, from medical to dialysis, work, school, the increase, you can see the increase, in comparison, the 21,000 to, 16,000. The agency, out of the agency, we do have 88 clients that are eligible to pretty much take any type of purposes. They've taken to like Easter Seals, Sunrise. There's been over 1,173 trips that are taken in that type of service. So any questions on the two slides that I just kind of.
Just a quick, I know you spoke of like having supervisors or people do have to fill in for driving. How many drivers are you guys down?
Currently, we are down. I just did it this morning. We had a driver actually due to, uncontrollable reasons. He basically put in his termination. We have 93 drivers and 112. 93 drivers. 112 is our total that we want. So we have 93. There's 80 out of that 93. There's 86 that we're actively using because the others are in training. Okay. So the training could take from 6 to 8 weeks, and then if they don't have a CDL, that takes another 2 to 3 weeks. So when that happens, every morning our dispatcher is looking at, we have call outs. They're looking at kind of what available resources we have, and with our supervisors, they're the next in line to that's usually daily. We are trying to keep as far as fixed route, we make sure that we keep the grant funded routes, have those actively running. And then the other routes, the ones that are not, the ridership isn't as high, will kind of, that's our process of elimination. But our clientele, they seem to have adjusted to, kind of our ridership and our availability. So that's kind of the issue there.
Thank you.
Any other questions? So complaints, we haven't, for this quarter, we didn't really have any like policy vehicles or scheduled service complaints. Miscellaneous complaints or things, when they're complaining about a late bus or unable to book their trips or scheduling. So we did have a few of those. And when, as we get those complaints internally, we try to address them within the 24 to 48 hours. So, a little bit higher because, like I said, there are issues with being able to provide some of the services. We haven't had to completely been able to, we haven't denied any of our trips, but there is that, kind of domino effect that we provide the service for everybody, but, there's that situation where they may be running down or running late. Accommodations, we're doing very well there. They still love us, but even though last year they loved us better. So, but, yeah. So, any questions on this particular stuff?
Could you just clarify? So the miscellaneous complaints, see, it includes, scheduling as an example. What's the difference between the miscellaneous complaint scheduling versus the schedule complaint in
So that we actually, it's a combination of all of our complaints.
Okay.
So it could be like just scheduling based on just paratransit. We also get like, which call in through our customer service line. Those are complaints that come in that they're focusing on either there's fixed route issues or there's so it's a combination. We have an actual spreadsheet that we run, trolley, fix, and para. So we just kind of, it's a variation of all of our complaints that we receive related to any type of scheduling.
All right, thank you.
And I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, I apologize, just as it's like scheduling. I know recently, I'm gonna say like 6 months, kind of tightening the belt strap of like the call out policy. If you guys notice, if you've seen any like tangible, like things are getting better, because as you said, I know like transportation is a domino effect. So you go, somebody doesn't come out of their door or cancel their trip. Now you're waiting your 5 minutes and now the next person's late and now they're upset. So it's like, have you seen any positive, positive, I get positive is the wrong word, maybe, but like any effects of that like where people can't call out as much, that if they do, they get, I think.
Yeah, so basically what we do, the system, we run a report daily. It's a cancel, miss, no show report.
Yes.
So it will tell us whether it was, and our dispatchers required to kind of comment what that this trip or that issue was. So before we look at this report, we look at the explanation to why that person either canceled or what have you. And if it's a legitimate complaint or a legitimate cancel, then, that you kind of brush off.
Yeah.
But if it's something that could have been avoided and it's caused, like that domino effect with the transportation, then we do contact that client and remind them along with our IVR, which will tell them like, hey, you canceled, this is it kind of tells them what the policy is. And if it's basically, if it's continuous, then they are contacted to remind them of what the policy is. And then they receive a letter and then there's a possible suspension for 7 days.
Have you ever had to do that?
We have, yes. Yes.
Oh, go ahead, Rick.
I go to the hospital Wednesdays and Fridays. We pick up 2 other people on the bus besides myself. One is an elderly lady who is an amputee, and she goes into the hospital for dialysis. Unfortunately, she lives in a house with, I don't know how many people are in there, but they don't take care of each other. So she's left to her own devices. And we never know if she's actually going to be there or not. They don't seem to be able to call in or anything. Is there any way to flag those kind of situations where maybe dispatch makes a call before the driver gets there?
And they do. The driver will kind of reach out to dispatch that, they're kind of, you already have the notification of the IVR, but if it gets to be a continuous problem, then the driver will inform dispatch and dispatch will make that call. Especially we actually have it notated on their screen.
Okay.
So
Because
notification.
it's every week with her and it's always a crapshoot as whether or not she's gonna be ready to go. And it's not really her fault. I mean, but no one will call for her in the house. It's crazy. I mean, she essentially lives in the house with a bunch of strangers. And it's hard to know. She'll go to the hospital, nobody will tell us. We don't know when we get to the door, she's not here, and sometimes they won't tell us where she is.
Yeah, and if it gets to be more of a habitual problem, we actually send our supervisors out to discuss, kind of what the problem is with whoever the caretaker is.
Okay, that might help Kelly actually, because she's doing that all the time, and it's always, you never know whether this woman's gonna be ready to go or not, or if she even is going that day, or even if she's even there. I mean, if you don't see the front door open, there's a 50-50 shot she's not there. But no one ever calls to tell you guys what's going on.
Well, I mean, if you're mentioning who this customer is, if you could actually just make Katie aware of it, and then Katie will kind of follow up just to kind of find out what's going on, because we do document any, like the incidents that happen, customer incidents to follow up on.
I'm gonna go back Friday and I'll tell Kelly you know, if this, to let you know if that's it, so they can be contacted.
Yeah.
It's maddening, because when she has just so much time to get to Manatee for chair time, and we've a lot of times adjusted around our normal schedule so that she's there when she has to be. But it's a crazy house. ICE has been in there already. And the place it's full of renters essentially, and they're all living in the same house, but nobody takes care of her at all.
Yeah. We'll just have Kelly reach out to Katie
Okay,
and she'll follow up on it.
okay. Thank you.
I just have one more comment. I'm wondering the compliments, are they like written compliments? And if they are, I think it might be helpful to bring one to the board to share some of that positive feedback that your staff are receiving.
I think during the evaluation, we usually have copies of compliments, but yes, usually majority of them we get are actually clients that are calling in and they speak to our customer service reps or they speak to a supervisor. We have had some email, even Mr. Wellenberg has, he sent in a few. So as we get them, yes, we definitely acknowledge that and, you know, it goes in that driver's file. So yes.
I have a question that I don't even know if it's going there. So I know we're talking like the people not coming with the suspensions. Have you noted, is there any data or just even gut feelings, like, does it work? Like, if somebody gets suspended for no call, no showing, you said they get the letter, they go, when they get reinstated, do they sort of get that I need to kind of ship up, or like, are you notice the pattern continues?
Yeah.
Like, is it effective?
Yeah, I can't speak for Katie because she's not here, but when I was doing it,
Yeah,
they were.
okay, so
became
that's
very-
good, that's kind of what I'm like,
They are.
I know some that's, yeah,
Yes,
that.
and they had legitimate reasons. Oh, no, they were calling Benita, you know, the reason I canceled was because.
Yeah.
So it does make them more aware of what they do. And really, there shouldn't be any, you know, unreasonable excuse because, basically, you know, they're getting all these notifications prior to that. So we give them the benefit of the doubt before we decide to suspend them.
So I think, because Rick's situation that he said, I was just thinking for the population I work with is that a lot of times it is out of a lot of the customers' hands, especially if they live in like a group home or, they're a lot of our folks are relying on somebody else to provide them information. And I know that this can be very tough. So it's nice to hear all the, maybe even like the staff get it together.
It's hard to say, well, you didn't show up, so we're gonna, we don't wanna do that,
No.
obviously. But because they don't communicate with
Right.
transit, how does transit know
Right.
whether they're gonna be there or not?
Right.
And then the bus driver is wasting 10 or 15 minutes trying to figure out if they actually come out or not.
Any other questions on this slide? And these are, I mentioned earlier, the unmet trips, which we don't have because we have such a great scheduler. He pretty much tries to accommodate everyone, tries to fit them in there. Our no-shows, we still continue to kind of work on that there was an increase in comparison to last year. The cancel at doors went down, which means that if the driver gets there and they decide, okay, I'm not feeling well or whatever, I'm not going, instead of calling us, usually we have like a 2-hour window. You have to give us 2 hours advance notice before it's marked a no-show or a late cancel. Those we had, that went up in comparison to last year. That is if they do not give us the 2-hour window notification. That they're penalized for the late cancel and the no-shows. That's where they could actually receive that letter, suspension letter. If that's gets to be, and the practice is 3 within 30 days. And I think we actually changed just recently, I think in the last meeting, Katie changed it to they'll receive the notification. It's 3, yes, so they've changed the days that instead of 7, it's 3 now. To make it a little bit harsh. Our on-time performance, that's even though we are receiving all the cancels and no-shows, we still have kept up with our on-time performance, which is the goal was 95 and we're at 97. Any questions on this slide?
And just do you just think that like the increase in those is just demand has gone up, just more people using it?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like you're just, right,
And
and the nature of the beast.
right, and Leo will tell you a little bit more about that because the applications that are coming in,
Right.
you know, and I think now that we've changed it from just low income based, it's pretty much disability 60 and over, and low income, you're getting a lot more applicants, and we do a dual application, ADA and T, so the clients they're covered in both. So they have pretty much kind of a variety of services that could be provided to them instead of just, you know, in the zone or outside of the zone.
Will that put a great deal more pressure on the
It
drivers?
does, it does.
Especially given the shortages of drivers, of these guys trying to keep a schedule?
Our average last year was about 250 of, you know, our ridership. Now we're up to about 400.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, taking a big toll on us.
Does that data help you at all decide where a new regular bus route might go?
It does, and we present it to our commissioners. It's basically a lot of it is, you know, we have to kind of work within our budget. And, you know, we've seeked out to get additional funds, but unfortunately, you know, that's kind of.
It just always seems to me, but unfair. The willy-nilly way they're throwing up subdivisions around this place, any place they can put concrete down, and transit's never in the picture. So how do you expect people to have a economical way to get to work or town when they're putting subdivisions out in the middle of nowhere and you're forced to have an automobile?
Correct.
They're putting all these houses up on 75th, right? They managed to buffalo the county into approving them to be able to do all that land out there. And now they're building like crazy. But they haven't improved the infrastructure, all
Right.
still a 2-lane road, no overhead lights, no bicycle lanes to speak of. And we've had 2 people killed out there in the last year on Elcon. One was a hit and run, and the other one was, I think they were crossing the street. Now we're trying to put a petition together to get another stop sign put in there to try and slow people down, because it's like a freeway entrance now. Getting through them, the traffic has got tremendous. We're not getting any help from the sheriff's department. They put a sign out once in a while, but that's about the end of it. And so it just bothered me that they're doing all this building and there's nowhere where transit ever fits into the picture.
Well, that's where public comment comes in.
Hey, preach it. I agree with you.
Okay.
I think just as a comment, I think this is really like kudos for you guys, because I know a few meetings ago, we were really, as a board, caught on the cancel at the door. Katie said was like going that those are really the one that throws the schedule off.
Right.
So just an observation, I know Dad only said so much, that everything else is going up, which isn't, you know, is that, but like, even with the increase going up, the total numbers of cancel at the door, which are really those ones that throw the biggest wrench
Right.
into the schedule, have gone down from last year. So
Right.
I think some of the it just showed that maybe some of the tactics you guys are using is being successful. So,
Yeah, because even with your late cancels, that's actually almost double, so.
yeah,
so
yeah, so
We
just,
started making the
Something
attempt to
steady.
cancel versus you just going. All right, and this I'll turn over to Leo. This.
All right, so these are the quarterly client registration totals. These are the new clients that are coming in. We have for October 2025, we got 55, November 17, and December 33 for a total of 105. The registered handy bus book trips were 37. So out of that 105, 37 book trips recently after being approved. 68 didn't. We have 96 research for the last quarter of 25. 2 new registrations for Port Manatee, 15 registrations for agencies CC and assessments, with an overall registration total of 218. Year to date, For January through December of 2025, we have 780 overall new registrations, research, and PMX, which is the shuttle that goes to the port. Total registered with book trips, 143. Total registered with no active trips, 283. Total recertification clients, we have 326 with 9 to Port Manatee and 19 agencies, CCEs, and assessments. Let's take a look here. So this is registration follow-up. First quarter of 25, January to March, we have 115. Second quarter, 95. Third quarter, 111. Fourth quarter, 105, for a total of 426 in 2025. Slight increase there from the previous year. Let's see, 740 registered with book trips. 240 registered with no book trips, and 74 PCAs accompanied the clients, with 12 of those not taking any trips. The yearly total, 278 clients that did not book a trip after being registered. 138 of those claimed that they didn't receive a phone call or didn't get the voicemail, or they were not aware that they were approved. 46 of those say that they didn't need the service as a primary means of transportation. They were just going to use it in case of any emergencies. Another 94 of these clients that did not take trips. They wanted to take medical trips, but they had Medicaid. Medicaid, provides those trips for them. Some of those wanted to take casual trips, but living out of zone, we can't provide casual trips for these clients, and the rest either declined the service or had another reason as to why they didn't take the trip. We did provide some follow-up calls to the clients. Hey, why didn't you, use the trips, or didn't use the service after being approved? And after those follow-ups, we had 41 actually started using the service and continued, so on.
So those follow-up calls are important?
They are. And we provide welcome calls to every client as soon as they are approved. We give them a call. And it's part of the process. We give them a call, we let them know, hey, you're approved, and we walk them through their approval. This is what you can do, this is what you can't, this is the types of trips that we're able to provide. And every one of them gets a phone call. If we can't get a hold of them, we'll leave a voicemail and give them a follow-up call in case that we see that they have not taken a trip recently after. That will be anywhere from 30 to 45 days after the approval.
Leo, do you periodically comb through your list of clients to eliminate ones that either died, left, or, so that the numbers were working on a dynamic all the time? So you get, in other words, if you're putting numbers on the board and that looks good, and it does, and the next time we come back and it's the same numbers, I'm just wondering, do you have to go through and periodically look at the customer base and see who's still here or who's not here?
So about once a year or so, we'll go ahead and give these clients a call. The ones that we see that have been inactive for a 12-month period, we'll give them a call. And as far as clients who are no longer with us or using the service, places like the dialysis centers and the ALFs, they're pretty good about giving us a call and letting us know, regarding the client.
Okay, so when my wife had her knee replaced, I encouraged her, believe it or not, she actually listened to me. She applied for services from Manatee County for follow-up for her knee.
Mhm.
Well, she's done with that now and she's back to full strength and driving.
Mhm.
Will she get a call from MCAT if she doesn't call you to say we haven't heard from you in a while?
Absolutely. If we see that she is inactive for a long period of time, we'll give her a call. Let her know, hey, you're still active, you can still book trips. You're still, eligible for the service.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Any questions? All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone. That was very informative. Next on the agenda, the next presentation is the FDOT report on Victoria.
Hey. Okay, so back in December, we had the federal grant were due, and we got 40 applications that were received for 5310, 5311, and 5339 programs. Within this area, we've got applications that we're reviewing for Impact, East Rose Hills, and Sunrise Community of Bradenton. We're still in the review process of those. We haven't made any decisions, anything like that yet. And then as far as triennial reviews go, Manatee County will have one, April 21st. Or we'll come in and.
April 21st?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I know. Sarasota's is in March, so. I can book they all out at the same time frame, but that's all I have.
Right, thank you. Any questions for Victoria? All right, seeing none, and we're moving on to the MPO staff report. And Mr. Nick, once again, will provide this report.
Yeah, as far as transit goes with the MPO, we're kicking off our regional transit feasibility study later this week. Mentioned it, we were in the kind of concept phase of the last meeting, and it's going to kind of look at the region as a whole, and as Rick provided a nice segue, it's kind of looking at strategies, working closely with Breeze and MCAT about what the future of transit in this area looks like, and certainly we want TD services to be a part of that conversation. So certainly be reaching out to you guys and yeah, just coming up with new strategies and maybe policies that we have buy-in from MCAT and Breeze to so stay tuned for that. And other than that, really much in terms of transit for the MPO at the moment.
I just like, I don't know, Nick, if you're the guy, and I'm kind of piggybacking off of Rick. I think we all, and it's just like going to like, is it like a chicken and the egg thing to where you go like they build and go, we need to see demand before we put services in, but then you don't have demand because services aren't available? You know what I like, you know what I'm saying? Like you go like.
Well, it's hard to put a transit route in a neighborhood where nobody knows anything about transit.
Right, that's what I mean, and then they go.
You see the bus riding around, but who knows how.
Right, and that's where it goes, so is it like, are we just stuck in this perpetual circle of, you build more rural, you know, or what used to be, and then everything's farther away, then, I don't know, I'm just.
Yeah,
It also
one of the
kind of
issues
like
we'll be looking at.
bureaucratic, if that makes sense, if that. They won't put a bus route in because there isn't, you know, I'm not saying you guys, but the county, they'll go, well, there isn't demand. But then as Rick said, how can there be demand if nobody knows it's there or what's going on?
Well, then the question is, how do you design it so that if you have a large subdivision community, do you put a feeder bus in there that brings people to a transfer point?
Right.
So they can get a bus to wherever else they need to go? I mean, and do you build that by demand, by having people call in for rides? So you get an idea of really how much do they really want you to ride the bus?
Right, and it just feels as a citizen is that they don't want buses out there because they probably go like, it's communities, they all have cars, they don't need it, but it's like, we're also start going in if that like as housing affordability gets so expensive in cities, like people are gonna have to commute into work, like that may don't, I don't, I don't know, I know this isn't probably, I'm just trying to wrap my head around it.
The county can't build roads fast enough.
Right.
I mean, essentially, that's what's happened. But they can build subdivisions fast enough, so, and the developers don't care, they'll just put the things up, take the money and beat it out of town, and now you're left with the rest of the problem.
Interesting thought, I mean, it's crazy, so. All right, moving on from that, one last time around the table where we get to share if we have any new and exciting news going on in our agency or in our lives. Brenda, I don't know if you want to start with us, of what's going on.
Nothing that really impacts, we're moving into a new system, so we've been learning new technologies. Thank you.
No updates from you.
No updates here, not.
Benita, I had one other question, please. I'm given to understand that my wife and I could drive our car to the downtown transfer point, park it and get on a bus. Is that true?
That's true.
Does anybody else know that? Cause I never see anybody down there, and it seems like that would be a perfect place to get the transit to the shopping, to the beach. Do they advertise that at all?
They do, on our website, a lot of our passengers actually utilize it for going to St. Pete because there's we can transfer into their system. And Pinellas. So if you're going to the VA or if you're going, you know, there's transfers that go to like Tyrone Square Mall, different areas.
It would seem like a gold mine. I mean, if you're talking about, I don't like to drive in this traffic anymore. If I could go to a place like this downtown and park my car and know the car's not gonna get broken into and get on a bus that goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
That would seem like the perfect combination.
Yeah, we actually promote services like that. Me personally, I go to downtown station and DeSoto station. And I speak with the people there. I let them know about the services that we have available, especially in DeSoto, the parking is very, very available right next to the station.
Right.
And in downtown, it's about a half a block down. So I myself take the time to go down there and speak with the riders.
Has anybody started to utilize the park and ride up in Palmetto?
Palmetto, I don't have that information.
They got a park and ride yard up there.
No one uses.
No one uses it, yeah. Nope, they do not use it.
They spent a lot of money building this thing, and nobody
Yeah.
uses it. I mean, it's good for the homeless tickets, but nobody else.
That's right.
Maybe you could put a flyer at the station. When you go talk, is there like a flyer there? That say park,
Park and ride, I don't think there's a flyer per se that says
or
that
like
there.
a sign of sorts.
So I'll try to come up. We can most definitely, yeah.
Oh, I'm just saying, maybe that's an option for other people to know.
If they could put a sign up that said park and ride or park
Yeah.
available. I think there'd be more questions about how does this work? There's nothing there at the moment. I didn't realize you could do that. I was talking to Kelly one day on the way to the hospital. And she said, oh yeah, you can bring your car here. Well, if you go there, there's nothing there except police cars and so the implication is, no, I can't be here because I'm not supposed to be here. This must be for government organizations only. But it'd be a perfect asset.
Yeah, a lot, like I said, they utilize it to go into the neighboring counties if they're going to, because they don't want to avoid all the traffic. And that's the fuel on their vehicle, so they'll hop on a bus, go to either the Pinellas area. Sarasota, I'm not sure, not so much, but more of Pinellas.
But it's good because from there you can get the 99.
Yep.
Which is gonna take you to Sarasota.
Yep.
You get the 6 out to the beach, you can go up to Ellington from there, to the shopping up there. And it's just, I look at that every day and I think, God, there must be some way to get the word out there because with as miserable as driving around these streets all day and as dangerous as it's becoming, you would think the transit system would be the place to go, you know, and the buses are clean and they're safe and they're, you know.
The sign could be descriptive.
Nothing from me. We are at 10:48 and I want to thank everyone for attending. This meeting is adjourned. Our next meeting will be June 3rd at 10 a.m. The weather will be warmer and we should have pullovers and vests on.
By the way, that's okay.
It's okay, yes. This is now the permanent location.
Well, that's what you said the last time. What?
Yes. We have a workshop coming.
The workshop is the first part of the.
Oh, okay, I should probably, okay. The Manatee TD LCB workshop is June 3rd at 10 a.m. Directly followed by the meeting at 10:30. So, I got a little big for my britches. I went off memory. So that next one might be a little bit longer. So if we can try to be, you know, as close to go of that annual workshop and then go right into the meeting.
Cool.
So did Britain, so did Toby.
Very, very exciting.
Yep.
You didn't introduce them.